Hello, check, check. Hello. Hello, hello, sound check. Hello.
Welcome, everybody, to today's class. My name is Brad Underwood, and I'm a volunteer here at Sahaja Yoga Meditation. If you're joining us online, if you're watching from the Shreveport Library, we welcome you today. We're coming to you from our center here in Carrollton, which is a suburb of Dallas here in Texas. So we thank you for joining us, whether you're here in our meditation center or joining us online. So over the next hour or so, hour and a half or so, we'll experience meditation. Before we do that, I just want to kind of give a little introduction, kind of explain a little bit about how this meditation works, how it's maybe different from other meditations. So why this meditation? There's lots of different meditations you can try. There are many apps and things. There's all kinds of, books and tapes, and meditation is becoming part of our just collective understanding of leading a healthy life. To meditate, to make that part of our life, eating healthy, exercising, meditating, we are starting to understand that can really help us lead a more balanced, peaceful life. Hi, and so why is this one? Why will this one help you? I got to ask, is this your first time with us? Okay, great. I'm glad you're here. My name is Brad. You're just on time. You're just on time. Y'all three together? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to ask, may I ask how you heard about us? Okay. Yes. All right. Very good. Well, I'm glad you're here today. So I like serendipitous that you found us. That often happens. People find us serendipitously. So I was just kind of starting. We just started. We live streamed this class on YouTube. That's why the microphone. But I was going to give the introduction to start with, and then we'll just have a guided meditation that I'll lead. But why this meditation is kind of what I'm getting at. Why try this one? There are a lot of different ones that you can try. Number one, it's free. As you saw, it doesn't cost anything. So that is the number one. That should get people in the door. Why is this meditation free? Because you already have everything that you need built inside of you to be peaceful, happy, live a balanced life. It's already inside of you. So that's why we don't charge anything. We're a nonprofit organization. So we're not selling anything here. We're just helping people understand what's going on inside and how they can tap into it. And this meditation was founded by the lady that you see here in the photograph. Her name is Sri Mataji, and that was the founding principle of this meditation. Do not turn this into a business. Keep it all volunteer-led. She started this in 1970, so almost 50 years now. People have been practicing and teaching this meditation all over the world, 100 or so countries. The languages may be different, but it's always the same. Again, she wanted to make sure that it was kept pure pure. There's no profit motive. There's no bottom line here. So again, I'm a volunteer here. Ashish in the back. Um, so that's number one. It's free. Uh, and then number two, I would say, what's maybe a little different about this, or one of the positives. They're all positive, but one of the benefits of this meditation is whatever challenges we might be facing in life, we're all here to meditate, to be more healthy, balanced. This meditation goes to the roots, to the source of what might be bothering us inside. It isn't something superficial. It really is very deep, and it goes to, again, the roots of who we are. And that's what this chart behind me represents. So let me talk about that a little bit. Y'all seen something like this? If you meditated before, this is probably something familiar. I saw you looking at it earlier. So we call this our subtle system. And in our subtle system, another way to look at this or to describe it is it's part of our nervous system. This chart that you see, a part of our autonomous nervous system. It's all built inside. And so these 7 circles that you see rising up along the spine, these are our nerve plexuses. Ancient people called them chakras. So we have 7 of these. And these chakras or these nerve plexuses, or you might hear them described as energy centers, they are regulating every aspect of our life, our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. These chakras are looking after us in all those aspects. Literally, physically, the organs in our bodies, everything about us, and again, these other aspects, mentally and emotionally. We also have, in addition to our 7 nerve plexuses or chakras, we have the 3 lines that you see, the blue, yellow, and white. So these are channels of energy that we all have inside of us. 3 channels of energy. This is, in medical science, it's our sympathetic nervous system, these 2 on the outside. The center is the parasympathetic nervous system. And ancient people called these nadis, or channels of energy. So our left channel, or nadi, is the channel of our past, our emotional side, our desires come from our left side. The right side is the opposite of that. It's our action planning side that we all have inside of us. This is our vehicle, this is our brake, and this is our accelerator in life. So we want them to be functioning, healthy, and well, to keep us in the center, and that's what the center channel is. It's the present. So people say, live in the moment, be in the present. And to feel the joy of life, really, you want to be in the moment. That might sound easier than it is to be in the moment. And why is that? Why is it kind of maybe a challenge to be in the moment? Because our mind is constantly thinking about the past or about the future. And that's what you see here, the way these 2 channels come up and cross over here. The left channel and the right channel, thoughts are bubbling up from our past and from our future. We're thinking about, what happened at work yesterday, or we're thinking about, I've got to go to Costco after this. Thoughts are just bubbling up inside. They might be, thinking about something that happened in high school. Those thoughts come up too. Or, what's going to happen when I retire. So all these thoughts, and they never stop. Our thoughts don't quiet down. They go and it's like a continuous sort of wave of thoughts, one after the other. So because of those thoughts, it's very hard for us to be in the moment, because to be in the moment is to have no thought. That's to be in the moment. No thought, quiet minds. Hi, welcome today. Is this your first time with us? Okay, great. So that is to be in the moment. And that is actually the definition of meditation too. Meditation means that your mind is like at peace. There's no thinking in your mind at all. It's absolutely quiet. And how many of us have felt that recently? That's a challenge too, for our mind to be at peace, to be quiet. It doesn't happen very often, but I will say that we've all been there before. You've all experienced this when you were little. When we were little kids, we all had a quiet mind. We were all balanced and in the present at that time when we were little. Spontaneous, living in the moment when we're little. And then we grow up, and then life starts happening, and then all the thoughts start happening, and we start to get our ego and our identity, and we become teenagers, and all of that starts happening. But you've been there before. And through this meditation, you can get that back. You can regain that being in the present again. without paying any money. It's all built inside of you. All of these chakras too, these energy centers, these plexuses that we talked about, if they're functioning at their best, if they're strong and healthy, then we feel it in our lives. But if for some reason, maybe they're a little bit out of balance, then we feel a little bit out of balance too. So what can bring us back into a balance? What can bring us into the present? What can make us healthy? All the qualities that you see, every chakra has a quality built inside. We can have all those aspects of our life too. We can be peaceful, creative, loving, forgiving automatically. And remember, this is our autonomous nervous system. It's all built inside. Hi. So how do we get that back? How do we get that, and how do we feel that balance, and how do we feel that quiet in our mind? And that is through the Kundalini. Who all has heard of Kundalini before? Have you heard of Kundalini? Anyone that's meditated before? Yeah. Okay. So is Kundalini is energy inside of us, inside of our sacrum bone. Inside of our sacrum bone, that's what this little triangle represents here at the base of our spine. And we all have a sacrum bone. Ancient people, Greeks, named it sacrum because it's a sacred bone. And inside of this sacred bone resides this Kundalini energy. Let's talk a little bit about what Kundalini is, because there's a lot of information about Kundalini online and in books, and it's been talked about for a long, long time. The truth about the Kundalini is that it is a positive, divine energy inside of every one of us. Positive, mothering energy that is dormant in us when we're born. It's a dormant energy resting inside of our sacrum bone. But she knows all about this subtle system inside of you. We all have Kundalini, but she only knows you. So she knows if there are some imbalances, if there's some strengths. She knows everything about you. And she's waiting for the opportunity to start to rise up. She rises along the central channel, this channel of the present, and automatically, spontaneously, built inside of you, again, this is all part of your nervous system, she begins to bring you into the present without any effort on your part, without forcing anything to happen. It happens automatically. And if there are some imbalances in these different centers, she nourishes them. She nourishes them and she clears out any imbalances inside. So again, number 3 here, peace comes from inside. It's all built inside. Maybe we're not feeling so peaceful for some reason. Maybe there's, something going on in our life. We're not feeling that way. But your energy, when she rises, she nourishes the center, and you start to automatically feel that peace. Again, without forcing anything. She rises up, puts you into balance, nourishes you from the inside out. You might even discover that you have strengths and qualities that you didn't even realize that you had as she rises. And then she rises up to this center here in our forehead. This one's important because our left channel and our right channel, our past and our future, they cross over at this point here. And we talked about all the thoughts that we have, that nonstop sort of chain of thoughts in our mind are coming from the past and the future. And you can sort of see it illustrated here on the chart, how they come up. You could call this our mind here. So the thoughts are sort of bombarding our mind. And how do we slow that down? It can be very challenging too. To try to force something out and try to force thoughts out is not always the effective to do that. We can try to sit in a quiet place, use our imagination perhaps. I'm going to imagine that I'm, sitting on a beach and I can hear the waves crashing and I can feel the sun on my face. And maybe that helps to quiet down our mind. That's just an example. However, your mind is still engaged. Your mind is still thinking. It's still imagining something. And we talked about what is meditation. Your mind is quiet. So there's no thinking. There's no imagining. Your mind is just at peace. And that is not a trance-like state or a sleeping state. You're fully aware. And I just describe or go back to when we were little kids. We had that. So again, you can get that back when your energy reaches this point. All the thinking is going on. There's a lot of pressure on this center here. 2, it's also very narrow, this particular plexus or energy center is very narrow. But when your energy reaches this point through the power of forgiveness, which is built into this center, then your energy can cross over here. She crosses through this center. And when that happens, she crosses over and your thoughts, all those thoughts, begin to slowly slow down, slowly quiet down. So you're having 10 thoughts a minute, and it becomes 8 thoughts a minute, and 7 thoughts a minute. The more you meditate, the more you practice, 5-10 minutes a day, all it takes, more energy rises, and you start to feel that quietness in your mind until you get to the point where there is no thought. No thought. That is called thoughtless awareness in Sahaja meditation. That is the state of meditation. Absolute quietness in your mind. No thoughts. You're aware of everything going on around you, but your mind is at peace. That's achieved spontaneously without any effort on your part through the power of your own energy. So she reaches here and then she continues on to the last center here. And you can see there's a lot of activity going on up here. This is where our soft spot used to be, the last plexus that we have. When your energy reaches here, that is called self-realization in Sahaja Yoga Meditation. And that is also called yoga. So we're called Sahaja Yoga Meditation. Meditation is when your mind is at peace. Sahaj means born with you, built inside of you, as we described. You already have it. You all walked in here with everything that you need. You've got everything already built inside of you. And yoga means connection or union with something higher than yourself. So that's what self-realization is. Your energy reaches this point and gives you that connection. So however you are comfortable describing that connection or that power, it's the universe, it's divine love, it's God. You have a direct connection. Through this energy, you have a direct connection. And when that happens, when self-realization happens, then this system, this chart, becomes known to you. It's more than just a picture. It's something that you actually feel. You begin to feel it for yourself. It's like it gets switched on when you get this connection. And so it reveals itself to you. It reveals itself to you. And one of the ways it reveals itself to you is through your hands. Again, this is all built into our nervous system. So on our hands, the nerves in our hands are very complex. And all of our chakras are attached back to our fingers, to our hands. So you can see how it's illustrated here on the chart, the different colors, the color coding. Every chakra, you can start to feel them in your own fingers. So if there are strengths or imbalances inside of us that we aren't aware of, you become aware. You start to feel it in your fingertips if there's any imbalances inside. And that is a very empowering thing to feel, to know yourself. Know thyself. This is how you know yourself. You can start to really feel it inside. What's going on inside of me? Additionally, this energy flows. It flows through our hands, and so you feel it too. You might feel coolness, warmth on your hands. You might feel it on top of your head. This energy comes and literally exits here. And so this bone, someone named this bone fontanelle, which is little fountain, which it literally is. It's like a little fountain on top of your head. And this energy begins to rise and connect you. You can feel it. Coolness, warmth. Warmth is a sign that this energy, this nourishing energy, is kind of pushing out anything that's maybe not balanced and good for us. And when it becomes cooler, then that's a sign that you're getting more in balance. Does that also make sense so far? Okay. So that's basically what's going on inside of us. That's the introduction of how this meditation works. We all have this built inside. Again, we might have different strengths and challenges or inside of us, but we're all built the same. Something about our Kundalini that I want to talk about too. This energy is dormant, resting inside of the majority of us. We're born this way with it kind of switched off. And so what switches that energy on? What switches it on? And that's a very simple thing. It's just to ask for it. That's all that it takes, is just to have an ask or a wish in your heart to just for this energy to rise. And then your energy responds to that and starts to rise and starts to, again, do that work that we talked about, like a mother does. Again, like a mother, she knows what you need and she gives you what you need, and all you have to do is ask for it. And then your life becomes All the qualities that you see here, automatically you become these things: more peaceful, more balanced, more, more uh, fearless, more fearless. So a little bit, let's just talk a little bit about this center here in our heart. So um, I, I think I read that the number one fear that people have in the world is to do public speaking. Maybe that's like the number one fear, to get up in front of a crowd and start to talk. And so how does that's an automatic response. If you have to give a speech and it's coming up to your turn, what do you start to feel if you're scared or nervous? Your heart starts to beat faster. You start to breathe more quickly, or maybe you feel clamminess in your hands, you start to sweat. That's all built inside. Those are automatic reactions that you're having inside. And we may feel that giving a speech. Maybe, you know, um, some people maybe that's something that they experience more often. Maybe they feel that way just trying to get up and get out and get to work, get on the freeway and start to drive. People can feel anxious. People experience this anxious anxiety, um, even panic attacks. That sort of sense of fear that kind of washes over people, and they don't know, why am I feeling this way? That can be because of an imbalance in this particular center here in our heart. The center it's our heart. So as you can see, love, compassion, but it's also the center of security inside of us. Security and courage, fearlessness inside. So if there's some imbalance in here, then perhaps we might feel fearful at different times in our life. Maybe some people more than others. But this is going back to the beginning of our introduction, our roots. These are our roots. So when your energy rises to this point here, if there is some insecurity in your heart, your energy starts to remove that insecurity automatically. So those feelings of insecurity, fear, whatever we might be experiencing, begin to just be removed without any effort, without forcing anything. It just happens automatically. That's just one example. Again, we have all these qualities, and your energy automatically really has a vision for you, I would say. She is an intelligent energy, a divine energy. She has a vision for you, and really maybe even better than we see ourselves. She sees you at your very best. That's what she wants for you. Our desire, our ask, our wish, this energy rises, but she has her own desire too, and that desire is to rise and to give you this connection. Yeah. Does that make sense so far? Okay, great. Any questions about that? Any questions? No? Okay. All right. Well, all right. So that is my introduction. This is how this meditation works. All that you need to do as we have this experience today is just keep an open mind, an open heart, and just give it a try and see for yourself. That's all that it takes. So we're going to do that now. We're going to do that now. We're going to have the experience. But here in our Dallas center, we have our own center here. So we get to do something extra. If those that are watching online, we can add something into our meditation, which we call a foot soak. That's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to soak our feet in some salt water. Why do we do that? Because this meditation, not only is it free, it's all natural, it's all organic. If you're into organics, this is for you. And all of our energy centers are made up of elements. We're made up of elements inside. And so we use those elements to help us stay balanced. And so there's 5 elements. They are water, earth, air, ether, and fire. Ether is the atmosphere around us. Air is what we breathe. And we're going to use water and salt. Salt represents the earth. So those 2 elements we're going to use in our foot soak. And they help us. They help us stay more balanced. And they especially help the lower chakras here. So we're going to put our feet in some water while I lead a guided meditation, and y'all just follow along. But I'm saying this because we have to take a short break if you're watching online, so we can fill up our tubs and then come back. So if you're watching online, if you don't have a tub and you don't need this, you can just sit quietly and meditate without it. But we're going to play a little bit of music while we do this. So we'll be gone for just 3-4 minutes, and we'll be right back. So thank you, and we'll see you in just a minute. So for all of us here, The water. to have their lives changed. All right. Again, I'll lead this meditation, and there's a couple things before we get started. Talked about the desire. So just keep your mind and heart open and see how it goes. Uh, Secondly, I want to walk you through a little bit how we're going to do this meditation, because we're going to use our hands as we do this. All these centers that we have, these plexuses, these energy centers, we're going to put our right hand on these different centers. So I'll just walk you through that. Our left hand will just stay open like this. And then our right hand, we're going to start it by placing it on our heart. So our right hand is going to be on the left side of our body. We're going to put our hand on our heart. We're going to put our hand underneath our ribs, and then on our hip, and then back underneath our ribs, and then back over our heart, and then on the side of our neck right here on the left side. So yeah, and then we'll put our hand across our forehead like this, and then we'll bend our head down as we do that, and then we're going to put our hand on the back of our head and lift our head back like this. We'll keep our eyes closed. And then finally, for this last one, we're going to stretch our fingers apart and put the palm of our hand on top of our head like this. Perfect, everybody. That's perfect. Except I think you need to just kind of switch. Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. Okay, perfect. And you can see that I'm not grabbing on to my hair. I've got my fingers stretched apart. Yeah, because we're going to massage our scalp. All right, that's how we're going to move our hands. And then one more thing, and this is how we begin our meditations and we end our meditations in Sahaja Yoga. We raise our energy, we raise our kundalini, and we use our hands to do that too. We have desire on our left side and action on our right side. So we use our hands to express our desire. Remember, that's the key for our energy to come up. And so we can all do this together. We put our left palm towards our body, just right at this lower part of our spine. And then our right hand goes in between. Yeah. And then our right hand is the action hand. So it starts to move over outwardly. Perfect. Over the left hand. And you're rotating. And then they start to move together. The top of our head, we tie a great big knot. Yeah. So you can see, I want my energy to rise, come up here. Rise above all of this chatter, all that thinking in my mind. I want my energy up here. So then we do it a second time. Second time, we tie two big knots on top of our head. Then we take our hands back down. You guessed it, we do a third one. Third time, we tie 1, 2, 3 big knots, just like that. All right, and then for each one of these centers that we have, we put a shield over ourselves. That's called a bandhan for each one. And we put our left hand on our hip, and then our right hand touches our left hand. Perfect. Then we make a big arch up the top of our head, and then we bring the hand back. So that is 1. Over and back is 1. Number 1, you see innocence, the very base of our spine. We do it a total of 7 times. Over and back. Over and back. And you can look at the chart. If that helps, you put your attention on each one of these. Your attention rises up along your spine as you put this shield over ourselves. Again, our energy flows through our hands, and it's very powerful. And so we can protect ourselves, protect these centers inside of us. Okay. Now we can put our feet in the water. If you're watching online or at home, you don't need this. You don't need to do a foot soak. You can just sit comfortably on a chair or on a sofa and have the same experience. And if you're wearing glasses, you can take off your glasses. Take off your glasses because it just helps to alleviate pressure around your temples and just makes you a little more comfortable. And speaking of comfort, we just want to relax. We want to begin our meditation by just relaxing ourselves. Physically, relax. So our eyes are closed gently. Both of our palms are open on our lap. Again, eyes relaxed, gently closed. Your eyebrows are relaxed. Forehead relaxed. The skin of your face is soft. Your neck is soft. Let go of any tension in your shoulders. You can settle into your chair. You want to be comfortable. Let go of any pressure points. Arms are relaxed as well, loose, palms open. Relax your legs. Let go of any stress in your muscles and your calves. Let them hang loose. Your legs are loose and your feet are flat. Keep your feet flat and have a space between them so they're not touching each other. In the foot soak tub, or if you're on, your feet are on the ground, just have a little space between them. We're sitting up straight, but not rigidly. Not rigid. Again, just relax yourself. There's no need to hold any particular pose and stress your body. Just let it all go. Now we'll take our right hand and just place our right hand over our heart. Like we're pledging allegiance, we just put our hand on our heart. The left hand stays open in a receiving posture, open hand. And as we move our hand to these different points that I showed you, we're going to put our attention where our hand is as we move our hand. So now our hand is on our heart, and our attention is on our heart. And we want to begin our meditation by expressing that wish, that desire that we talked about. So very simply in our heart, we can say just quietly to ourselves, please may I experience the peace of meditation. It's that simple. Please may I experience the peace of meditation. This is an experience. It's your own. It's all built inside of you. So please may I feel it for myself. Please may I experience the peace of meditation. And we can also say in our heart, please may I feel the comfort of my own energy. Please may I feel the comfort of my own energy. The energy is built inside of you too. This mothering, nourishing, comforting energy. Please may I feel that. And that's all it takes. And now, keeping our attention and our hand here on our heart, we'll ask a question. We'll ask a question about ourselves. So the question is, do I have a higher self? Do I have a higher self? So more specifically, 3 times we can ask in our heart, am I the Spirit? Am I the Spirit? 3 times in your heart. Am I the Spirit? And now we can move our hand to the upper part of our abdomen, right underneath our ribs. We just press our hand here. Put our attention here, nice and relaxed. And let's ask another question here. Do I have control over my own life? Do I have control over my own life? So specifically, 3 times we ask, am I my own master? Am I my own master? 3 times, am I my own master? And now we move our hand to the lower part of our abdomen. So about hip level, we press our hand here on the left side. Press your hand gently and put your attention here. So now let's start to affirm and ask for these built-in qualities that we talked about. All these qualities built inside these chakras or these nerve plexuses inside of us. So the quality here, where our hand is built inside, the quality is knowledge. Pure, positive knowledge. That divine inspiration that comes from inside. All the great science and literature and poetry, everything positive, good for humanity. It comes from inside. It comes from inside. So let's ask for that. And we're going to address this energy inside of us. We're going to address this energy as Mother Energy. We all have her inside of our sacrum bone again. So let's ask 6 times, because this chakra, like a flower, it has 6 petals on it. So we're going to ask 6 times in our heart, Mother Energy, please may I have pure knowledge. Again, just asking, Mother Energy, please may I have pure knowledge. 6 times. Mother Energy, please may I have pure knowledge. Pure knowledge is good for you, good for your family, good for society. Please may I have pure knowledge. 6 times. Now we can move our hand back under our ribs, under our rib cage. Press our hand gently here. We ask the question here, do I have control over my life? Am I my own master? So another quality that we have built inside of us, every one of us has this quality. It is the quality of self-mastery. We can innately know what is right and what is wrong, what is good for us and what is not good for us. That's built inside of us. And not only that, but we can do the right thing. We can act on what's right automatically, built inside. So let's affirm that. Let's affirm that. 10 times, 10 petals here, 10 times we just say in our heart, Mother Energy, I am my own master. Mother Energy, I am my own master. We say that with confidence in ourselves. Mother Energy, I am my own master. 10 times. Just holding your attention right here where your hand is, nice and relaxed. We can learn from our past. We can learn from our mistakes. We can correct ourselves and improve ourselves. We all have that quality built inside. I am my own master. And now we can put our hand back over our heart. And our attention goes deep into our heart. Just see if your attention can go into your heart, deep down inside. Let your attention go. You can feel our heart beating. Let your attention go inside the depths of your heart. And here we asked the question, do I have a higher self? Am I the spirit? And another truth about us. This is a fundamental truth about every human being. We do have a higher self. And that higher self is the spirit, which resides inside of our heart. That is the highest that we are, the deepest that we are. Above everything else, our day-to-day lives. Above everything else, we are the spirit. So let's affirm that. Affirm that, again, with confidence in ourselves. 12 times. We say in our heart, Mother Energy, I am pure spirit. Mother Energy, I am pure spirit. That is the ultimate that we are. Mother Energy, I am pure spirit. Just with your attention inside your heart. I am more than my body and my mind and my thoughts, my accomplishments, my failures. There's something higher inside of me, and that is the spirit. And now we take our hand. Our right hand goes on the left side of our neck. And we can turn our head to the right. And so our hand can fit right where our neck meets our shoulder. Right there, right in the corner of our neck. We want to put our hand here. And we put our attention here. We can very gently squeeze right here on the corner of our neck. So we talked about the past, the present, and the future. It's in the present that we improve ourselves, we grow. It's in the present that we feel that quietness in our mind. We need to be in the present to really feel the peace of meditation. Again, our energy automatically takes us there. But there are some things that we can do, things we can do for ourselves to assist this energy, to assist our own growth and our own potential. And one of those things is to reject any guilt we might be holding on to. If we feel guilty, it sits right here on our shoulders, and we carry it around like a weight. So we want to let that go. We want to let it go. Again, we are our own master. We all make mistakes, but we can correct ourselves. We can improve ourselves. And ultimately, we are the spirit, which doesn't understand guilt. This is a human construction, feeling guilty. So let it go. Let it go. So here we say 16 total times, 16 petals on this chakra in our throat, 16 times. Mother Energy, I am not guilty at all. Mother Energy, I am not guilty at all. Let it all go. Let it go. Mother Energy, I am not guilty at all. Consciously or unconsciously, guilt is like an anchor, so let it go. Mother Energy, I am not guilty at all. 16 times. So this center has its own qualities built inside. If we feel guilty, it muddies these qualities. It's harder for us to feel these qualities. But let's affirm the qualities here. Let's affirm the qualities here. So we can say in our heart, Mother Energy, please may I have pure self-esteem. Mother Energy, please may I have pure self-esteem. That's the quality here. Mother Energy, please may I have pure self-esteem. Self-esteem, self-respect, respect for others. Those are the qualities here. Mother Energy, please may I have pure self-esteem, pure self-respect. And then we can take our hand now and we put it across our forehead. We can bend our head down a little bit here. So your head rests on your palm. Again, nice and relaxed. Your left hand is open. And again, at this point here, this is where our energy rises to this point. Our thoughts are filling our mind. When we forgive here, we all have the quality of forgiveness built inside of us right here at this point. When we forgive, then our energy can pass and enter into this center, and our thoughts begin to quiet down without any effort on our part, automatically. So here, without thinking of any particular person or any particular situation, just from our heart. And we don't have to count the number of times here. Don't count. Just say it from your heart, sincerely. Mother Energy, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Mother Energy, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Just unconditionally. Let everything go. Very simply, we can say, I let go and I forgive. I let go and I forgive. All anger, judgments towards others, towards ourselves, reactions, all begin to fade. Forgiveness is like a superpower that we all have built inside of us. So we should take advantage of that. And forgiving is for our own benefit. It isn't for the benefit of anyone else, it is for ourselves. So again, just from your heart, I forgive everyone and myself. And forgive yourself. We can be very hard on ourselves sometimes. Be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, love yourself. Now we'll take our right hand, we'll put it on the back of our head. We can lift our head up, we'll keep our eyes closed, but lift your head up and back. So now it's as if you're looking up at the sky, but eyes are closed. And this is the same center here, the same center of forgiveness built inside of us. On the back here, we just say from our heart, very humbly, O Divine, please forgive me for any mistakes that I have made, knowingly and unknowingly. O Divine, please forgive me for any mistakes that I have made, knowingly and unknowingly. And again, just let it all go. Let everything go. You can regain those childlike qualities that we have, but we have to let everything go, let the baggage go, let it all go. And now we take our right hand and we can bend our head down a little bit again. Press the palm of our right hand right at the top of our head, very crown of our head. And we push our hand down. We feel our hand pressing down at the seventh chakra, the fontanelle bone, the crown. Push your hand down. Feel that pressure, not too tight, but feel the connection and put all your attention here. Let all your attention come up here. Summon all your attention to this point. And let's recall how we began with that desire, with that wish in our heart. So we put our heart here too. But I want to feel this meditation. Our heart, our hand, our attention are all here. And now let's massage our scalp in a circle. So we'll move our hand against our scalp over to the left, then down towards your forehead, towards the front, then over to the right, and then all the way back. Left, front, right, and back. You want to make 7 of these circles, nice and slow. And so with each rotation that you make, you just, again, we ask in our heart. We'll ask 7 times, 7 circles, Mother Energy, please may I have my self-realization. Again, this is when your energy rises all the way to the top. 7 times, Mother Energy, please may I have my self-realization. 7 times, just from your heart. Mother Energy, please may I have my self-realization. It's all built inside of you. It's all yours for the asking. Mother Energy, please may I have my self-realization. And when we finish doing that, we just put our hand back on our lap. Both of our palms are open, our eyes are closed. Relax yourself, and we'll just sit quietly. We'll listen to some music for a minute or two. And if you can, just see if you can hold your attention, keep it at the top of your head. Keep your eyes relaxed, but try to just hold it at the top of your head if you can. If thoughts are coming, you feel a lot of thoughts coming, and just very, very slowly say, not this thought, not this thought. Just say that a few times. And then try to keep your attention, pull it back to the top of your head. And you can just put your hand back and just press your hand down if that helps draw your attention back to the top of your head. Again, nice and relaxed for just a minute or two. Let's very slowly just raise our hands up to the level of our heart. Our hands are open. And then just put your attention on your hands without just observing your hands. First your left hand, just let your attention move across your hand, across your fingers. Just see if you feel anything, observe anything. Make a mental note. Your fingertips and your palm, and you can move your attention to the right hand and just observe anything. If you feel anything in your hands. We can put our hands back on our lap. And now we'll open our eyes and we'll end our meditation the way we started, by raising our energy. And as you raise your energy, you can let your attention rise up along your spine. So when you tie that first knot, your attention has come up to the top of your head and you tie the knot. And you take your hands back down, your attention comes down, and then again you raise your hands up. Your attention comes up too, and you tie 2 knots. And then you can take your hands and do it the third time, 3 knots. And then we do the 7 shields again, 1 for each of these centers. And then we rinse our feet with the cup of water. We dry our feet. And here in the center, we take our water and we have 2 restrooms. We flush the water down the toilets, and then we'll come back and have another meditation. If you're watching online, we'll just take a quick break. We'll play some music and just sit quietly. Keep both of your palms open, and then we'll be back in about 3-4 minutes. It's all right. So thank you so much for being patient. If you're watching online, we're back and we're ready to have the second half meditation that we're going to do today. I've everyone's feeling a little more relaxed after that. Okay, very good. And so what I'd like to do before our last meditation is just play about 4 to 5 minutes of a clip of a talk of the founder of this meditation, Sri Mataji. Again, she founded this meditation in 1970. She traveled all over the world, explaining this system that we have inside. This is ancient knowledge going back thousands of years to the East. But Sri Mataji had a way of helping people understand it, explain it, so that you could apply it to everyday life, no matter where you're from or what language you speak. So I believe in this talk, Sri Mataji was in Australia, and again, she's just giving a little bit of an introduction. She can certainly explain it much better than I can. So just a few minutes here, and then we'll have our last meditation. So we can watch the clip.
One thing I must tell you at the very outset, you cannot pay for it. You cannot, because it's a living process. Try to understand, logically, when it's a living process, we don't pay. For example, see these beautiful flowers are here, we take them for granted. See the beautiful area you have in Canberra. Now the autumn has come. Autumn comes, the beautiful colors of ochre, this, that, I'm just enjoying. All all that comes by itself. The seasons come by itself. You don't pay anyone for that. You don't pay the Mother Earth for giving you these flowers. In the same way, when you have become a human being, you have not paid at all for your evolution. Then how can you pay for a higher awareness? It's a logical thing we should understand. You cannot pay for this living process and not for this knowledge. All right, you can pay for this knowledge, all right. But you cannot pay for this happening. You cannot pay for anything that is divine. If you understand this point, you will have to understand also another point. It has to be very effortless. If it is so vital, it is so important, it has to be effortless. With a very little effort, you should be able to achieve your evolution. If that doesn't happen, that you should know that it is something else but not your evolution. Now you have to know what you are seeking is the truth. What is the truth is actually you are seeking your higher evolutionary attainment. That is to be the spirit, is the first truth you are seeking. And the second one is that all this living work is done by an all-pervading power. That's a divine law. They may call it by the name Param Chaitanya, they may call it as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost, they can call it as the all-pervading power of God's love, or they can call it as the Ruh, or anything. But it is a fact that all this living work is done through this vital power which combines all the powers of the world. This power has created us, and this power wants us to feel that power, to get connected with that power, to be enriched by that power, to enjoy that power, and then ultimately to use it, to give it to others also. We are human beings, and we get so frustrated with ourselves. Sometimes people start asking, why am I here? For what? What's my purpose after all this useless thing I'm going on with the insurance? So much to be paid, the bills to be paid, this to be paid. We are fed up. It's a fact, no doubt, I agree. But you have forgotten your purpose, that's why. Actually, within yourself, you are extremely beautiful. Your divinity is waiting for you. In your depths, you have all that. You have to reach that divinity. Then you will know how beautiful you are, how dynamic you are, how compassionate you are, and that how universal you are. All this has to come to you through this connection. I tell a story about taking say a television set to a very remote village in India where they have never known anything about television. You show them the box and they'll say, what this box? If you tell them, no, you can see lots of pictures in this from all over the world, they say, what this box? That's what we feel about ourselves. But once this box is put to the mains, then you know how fantastic it is. Then you realize how great you are.
It's just a short clip of Shimanji helping to explain, and she talked about when the box is put to the mains, then you realize your potential and how great you are, and that is what this energy does. This connects you. That's what we talked about. That yoga, that connection, that's that plugging in, that is putting in the box to the mains, and then you realize how great you are inside. So we have a few minutes left. Let's just have one more meditation. We'll just have a nice meditation and relax. So we can just sit it down again. Everywhere again, if you're wearing glasses, you can take off your glasses and we can close our eyes, open up both of our palms on our lap. Again, relax ourselves, relax, be comfortable. Let's take our left hand this time. Our left hand this time, we're going to put it on our right hip. So left hand now goes on the right hip, and our right hand stays open. Our palm is open. And we put our hand here. So earlier we put our right hand on the left side, and the quality is knowledge. The quality was knowledge. You may remember we asked for pure knowledge. On the right side of the same plexus, the right side is where our attention is seated. It's the seat of our attention. And our attention is very distracted by so many outside influences. We all carry a computer in our pocket. It's always trying to get our attention. But our energy can soothe down our attention, soothe our attention, focus our attention, quiet us. So let's put our attention here and our hand and just ask again. We'll ask again just from our heart, Mother Energy, please soothe my attention. Please quiet my attention. Please soothe down my attention. Please help to remove all the distractions. Please help to focus my attention. If we do a lot of work that requires a lot of thinking, most of us, we sit in front of the computers all day. It can affect this center. Overthinking. So please quiet my attention. Please soothe my attention. Let's put our left hand back on our lap. We'll take our right hand and just place it right in the center of our stomach, at our navel. And put our attention here. This is the center of peace inside of us. Peace is built inside. We hear the term inner peace. It's true. It comes from inside. Peace, satisfaction, generosity are the qualities here. So we ask again, Mother Energy, please make me a peaceful person. Please make me a satisfied person. If there are any imbalances in this center, keeping me from feeling peaceful and satisfied, please remove them. Please nourish this center. Please may I feel satisfied and at peace at this moment in my life today. Sometimes we delay our peace. We think someday when X, Y, and Z all lines up and everything is perfect, then I'll feel at peace. But we want to feel peaceful now. We want to feel peaceful in the moment so we can be in the present. So please may I feel that peace inside. Whatever life is bringing, please give me a sense of calm. Let's move our hand now to the center of our chest. The center of our chest, we place our hand and put our attention again right here in the center. We talked about this heart chakra, the qualities here. Our world can be very insecure. The news we hear, it preys on our insecurities. Even just our media, our culture, can cause insecurities in us. We don't look a certain way. Our bodies aren't a certain way. So the center can become affected. So we just ask, Mother Energy, please remove any insecurities. Please remove any insecurities from my heart. Please remove any fear from my heart. Please make me a fearless person. A strong person. A person of convictions. The right convictions. This is where our security comes from, inside, from our heart. Mother Energy, please bless me with a sense of security, of courage, a sense of myself. And this is the center of love inside of us. Mother Energy, please open my heart and expand my heart. Let's move our hand over to the left heart again. Like we're pledging allegiance, we put our hand back over our left heart and put our attention here. And again, let's just say in our heart that above everything else in what's going on in my life, the highest that I am is the Spirit. Mataji said in that talk that ultimately what we're seeking is that higher self, that higher truth about ourselves, that we are the Spirit. So we can say it in our heart. Mother Energy, I am pure Spirit. That is the ultimate that I am. And our Kundalini, this mothering energy, she rises, she nourishes us, she brings us into the present, she balances us, she gives us this self-realization, this connection. She also connects us to the Spirit in our heart. Mother Energy, please make me the Spirit. Please make me the Spirit. We'll put our hand across our forehead one more time. And again, here we just want to let everything go. Let everything go here. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. Please may I feel that peace in my mind. Please may I experience thoughtless awareness. Again, the state of meditation where your mind is at peace, no thought. Please may I experience the quietness in my mind. take our right hand. Again, we'll press the palm on top of our head. Press the palm down. And we'll massage. Massage 7 times again. Left, front, right, and back. All of our attention here. And we'll ask again. Mother Energy, please may I experience the peace, the joy of meditation. Please may I experience the peace and the joy of meditation. True meditation. 7 times. Again, when we're finished, we just put our hand back on our lap. Both palms open. And we'll sit quietly for a few minutes. Again, you can do 2 things. Hold your attention at the top of your head. Just let it remain at the top of your head. Eyes relaxed. If that feels a little challenging, just put your right hand back over your heart. Put your attention deep down inside and meditate inside your heart. If you find thoughts are coming into your mind, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Just try not to get involved in them if you can. Again, you can just repeat very slowly. Not this thought. Not this thought. Not now. And then take your attention back to your heart or to the top of your head. Just let them pass. And the more you meditate, the more natural and spontaneous this becomes. Let's take both of our hands again and just raise them one more time up to the level of our heart. Both palms open. And again, just observe your hands. You can even ask in our heart. other energy. Please may I feel my own energy. May I feel this energy, my own energy, on my hands. And just see if you feel anything. And just observe and make a note. And we put our hands back on our lap. Let's open our eyes now, and we'll raise our energy 3 times. And let your attention be inside. It rises up along your spine as you raise your hands and tie the knots. It helps to keep your attention inside. And we can put on the 7 shield. So I hope everyone feels more relaxed than when they came in today. How does everybody feeling better? Feeling good? Did anybody notice anything in their hands? Did anybody feel anything? Wasn't tingling? Oh, anything specific or just kind of in general? A little bit warm? All fingers or? Okay. Anybody else feel anything? Mm, mm. Very good. Very good. Very good. Anybody else have anything they want to share about their experience? So we talk about feeling this because it's an experience, feeling it. If you didn't feel anything, it's okay. It doesn't it doesn't mean that you're not, you're not qualified to be a meditator. I will tell you, I tell the story. I took months before I felt this in my hands, but I felt relaxed. I felt relaxed when I came to this class, and I never felt relaxed before this. So I came to the class, I felt relaxed. I came again, I felt relaxed again. I came a third time, I felt relaxed the third time, and that's when I thought, there's something to this. That's what I felt. I'm feeling better than I did when I came in, and I want to kind of keep trying that. So that's what kind of kept me going. And then in a few months, then it started to reveal itself in that way. But if you're feeling relaxed, that's a great thing. And if you're feeling relaxed, it isn't because of anything that I said or did, because it's your own energy. Again, this is all built into your nerves. So your energy rises up and bubbles up into your nerves. And so that's why you feel more relaxed. It's all built inside of you. So I hope you all had a nice experience. And we are here every Saturday at 11, every Tuesday at 7. We have these classes. We also have classes around the DFW area. We have a great relationship with the Dallas Public Library system. And so we have flyers if there's something close to your house. I recommend, what do you do now? So now you've all meditated. Now what happens? So try if you can to meditate, find 5-10 minutes a day to just sit quietly and have a meditation experience. Your mind might not be quiet the whole time, but that's okay. That's okay. We're getting better. We're practicing. It's like learning a language or learning an instrument or something new. It takes a little bit of practice. So what do you do in those 5-10 minutes? Raise your energy. Raise your energy. You all remember how to do that 3 times, once, twice, 3 times. Put on the shield 7 times. Always begin that way. Open up your palms. We said a lot of things today. Does everybody remember everything that we did? Because you go home and do that. No, you don't have to remember everything. 3 simple steps, and we have a card to help you. You can have it next to you. 3 simple steps: raise your energy, put on the shield, and then 3 things. Just put your hand on your heart, like we started. Always start with your heart, and express the desire. That's the key for your energy to rise. Expressing the desire. Express the desire to experience meditation. Put your hand here and just let it all go. You feel that peace in your mind. Just let go. Forgive. Forgive. Take advantage of that quality here. And then put your hand on top of your head and rotate again. Massage 7 times. Put your attention here and express again. I want to feel this. I want to feel and experience it. And then just put your palms open. Play some nice instrumental music, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Thoughts might be coming. That's okay. Just try not to get involved. You can, again, just say very slowly, not this thought, or you can put your hand back on your forehead. I forgive. I forgive these thoughts. I forgive. Thoughts are coming into our mind. They're coming from the past and the future. Just forgive them. Forgive them. In time, it gets better. It does. And then when you're done, raise your energy, put on the shield. Make sense? Okay. And then try to come back. Try to come back because it really helps. You'll notice when you do that it's a better, stronger experience when you're in a room full of people. Everybody's energy is rising, and it's a collective experience. All right. So thank you all so much for coming today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. And if you're joining us online, thank you so much. Join us again next week. Thank you.